I had to use this room in here as a refrigerated room because I ran out of space. It's like my pantry, and I'm still not 100% sure of what exactly I'm cooking today. And this is my box of seasonings. Look in this box. Seek and ye shall find. All the secret ingredients are in this box. Sweet and sour sauce. Spent this morning looking up last minute recipes, thinking I might change the whole thing. Without this space here, the dinners would have been impossible. And I thank the municipality for letting me use this. There's always something left over, but I have two freezers. I have this freezer over there and that fridge, and another larger freezer at the AMA building. I've never really had a passion for anything, but volunteering, it's kind of a work day. But I do put in a little extra time. It just gives you a good feeling. Parmesan, chocolate sauce for ice cream dessert. That's just for the fridge. The municipality is really behind the dinner program, and one way they really supported it is allowing me to use the town van. This is always a good part of the day to do by yourself without help. Get your mind organized. That's quite a bit of food. All that and a bit more is going to feed about 250 people. And I'm looking forward to it. I think there's very few things that young adults show appreciation for. One of them is definitely food. I'll take that guy. Nice and quiet in here today, so I'll get the list out. I don't know if I need more sour cream. I don't think I do. Scratch the sour cream. Go over here and look for some nice tomatoes. Roma tomatoes are always the best deal. These don't look too bad, but they'll look okay in the bean stew. I would suspect this is about 3 pounds. 3 pounds right on. What do I need the butter for? The rice, chicken stir fry. Ice cream is what we use for dessert. 16 liters of ice cream. Used to be 2, but the numbers are up so much. Anna, where's the soya sauce?
Aisle 6, left side.
She knows everything. Aisle 6, thanks Anna. I'm gonna get 2 because this will last. If we lived in a larger center, you could buy things more in bulk. But here, we like to keep the dinner program, shopping portion of it anyway, local, because everybody plays a part in this. Tea, sugar, soya, butter, ice cream, tomatoes. That's it for Super 8. Small order. I'm not very good at seeking funding, proposal writing and all that. I leave that up to Kathleen. She's more the visionary and the thinker behind the program. I just like the hands-on satisfaction of serving food at the lineup. Hey Gordon, how are you? Good. Hey boys. 20 dozen, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You anticipate whether it's going to come off well or poorly, and it always does come off well. It's never really failed yet. And as soon as you get in the kitchen and start cooking, the butterflies are gone. It was one of the most fortunate events in my life, landing in Jasper and connecting with Koss and Kathleen. Because I was a client up there long before I was an employee. Pounds of potatoes. Nice price on the beef. Last dinner of the season, John.
What's that?
Last dinner of the season.
So dark in here.
The very first dinner was, we were in the Legion and someone talked about, gee, it'd be nice to have a Christmas dinner, and we said, why not?
And I believe we did 10 dinners in 10 nights.
The Legion donated the hall and the kitchen. We went out and hustled the food.
And we fed about 1,400 people over the 10 days.
So we started holding them every week at the Legion. And then the Legion just became too small.
They started doing December, January, and February, doing 2 meals a week, one here and one at the Legion.
Eventually, the town got involved by donating the hall, and the council eventually got involved.
I believe pretty much since then it's just become a weekly event here at the Activity Center.
The community was very generous, but council saw this as, well, we shouldn't have to fight to get money, so we put it in the FCF's budget.
It started with a fairly defined goal, and that was to provide at least one good meal a week to a number of people who needed it. It was started in the fall of a year when snow came late and there were people in town who didn't have work yet at the ski hill. They could barely make their rent. They sure couldn't afford groceries to eat. The plan came forward, let's do something as a community to show these people that we do care that they're here and that we know that they're needed in the community. Let's give them something to help tide them over.
When those dinners started being offered, what we found was other people came to the dinners. And Patrick and I talked about it at that time and realized there were many different reasons why people might want to have dinner, and they didn't end at just being low on cash.
It was a dinner program, I think, that drew a lot of people out of the woodwork, as they say.
It's pretty gratifying, you know. It's nice to be able to be a part of something like this, you know.
I understand they've gone from 60 to 70 to 100 people to 200 to 300 people every week now.
I think it's just one of those unique Jasper experiences again, you know.
But it really has grown to include and satisfy a number of needs.
It's visible to the public at large, and it's the tax dollars working, and it's the community working together, and everybody feels at home here. And I really think this is what a good community is all about.
It's really never been about the dollars and cents. It's never really been about the food, although it's a dinner program. What it's been about almost from the inception is just a social space for people to gather and share ideas and make new friends and find out more about the other members of the community in which they're living.
What we realized is that people really had an inherent desire maybe to have some company or to be in, have adult company, and realized there's many different reasons. And so Patrick and I worked really hard then to think about how to transform what was looked at like a soup kitchen into something that was more of a community building exercise.
Council's contribution on behalf of taxpayers has not gone up over the years. I'm sure the costs have gone up, and yet there's sufficient donations that it easily covers 30 to 40, maybe this year we haven't seen the reports yet, but it might be up to 50% recovery just from donation. It's not an expensive program. It hasn't increased in expense. We gave it a little bit of seed money to get going. Well, that hasn't ever really changed, and yet it has really taken off. It serves more people. It serves more need in the community.
We would have a box that was not at the door, but somewhere in the room that if people had money, they could contribute to the cost of the dinner. And if they didn't, no one knew.
The early stigma of it being just a sort of a free lunch for those that were willing to take advantage of a free lunch has lessened. There's more acceptance in the community with the dinners. I could gather you personal testimonials of people that come out here regularly, strictly for the social aspect of it.
We really worked to convey the message that this was a community building opportunity, that any person in the community was welcome to join the dinner.
Seniors are fairly regular attendees, and it's not because they need the meal, it's because they want the socialization, and it also gives them a chance then to interact with a whole different segment of the community, particularly younger people, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing for those groups to get together, even if it's only once a week during the winter. It's good for both sides.
I wrote an article in the Booster that talked about the community building aspect of the dinner and talked about the potential for CN wives whose husband was at work yet another time, or someone who lived alone might really appreciate the company. Young families with children might appreciate the opportunity in the winter to get out of the house. And it took a little while, but once that message came across, we found people feeling really comfortable to come for dinner.
There's certainly a small demographic of people that I don't come in contact with my regular job, because I'm seeing people that are in need, people with addictions, or people that are hungry, people that are homeless. They're the ones that I see, and we'll see again at Sunday dinners.
We're still serving, I believe, between about 200 and 300 people of Sunday nights.
Have been here for quite some time, living alone, doing quite well, have a job, keep a steady job, keep their own place, and yet have no social life at all.
It's one event where you go, even though I wasn't involved in the cooking that particular week, someone will come up to me and almost be in tears and say, "You don't know what this program means to me. It's really changed my winter. It's given me the opportunity to meet new people and to just interact with my community."
It's not that they need a free dinner, but once they heard about it, it was just a night out for them. And so these people were coming out that I've never met before. And you ask them, so did you just get to town this winter? And they say, no, I've been here 5 years. A night auditor at some hotel that just doesn't come out. So we were able to draw those people out and at least give them one night of the week where they could socialize.
It's not just the perception that has changed. It's the dinner that's changed. It's changed because people have made this program into something different.
I think really the philosophy that's made it work is the genuine commitment to bringing people together and using the food as a vehicle to build community, to build connections between people, and to provide the opportunity for a range of people to meet each other.
So you get a different group there every Sunday to make the meal.
Preparing the food and cleaning it up afterwards.
And it becomes a bonding opportunity for that service group as well, whether it's the teachers from the school or the Rotary Club or MPL or Jasper Park Lodge or council.
Patrick does all the legwork to choose the menu and ordering the food and has it there.
It's a good experience for those volunteers, and they get a different view of their own community through doing that.
Town council isn't normally cooking together, but it's an opportunity to visit and for informal team building.
And that can only serve to strengthen the program. So if you get a combination of all those things, you have the recipe.
I'm very proud of the program. I think it's unique, and I think it's really homegrown, and it's got a real sense of being a special component of living in Jasper.
Now council is happy just to let this program run what seems to be its own evolutionary course, and it just keeps adding elements, so it's been great.
We do get tourists. For instance, I just ran into an Australian couple. They were in watching an ice hockey game, because that's pretty foreign to them too. And I saw them peeking in the kitchen, so I explained the dinner program to them, that we were serving supper at 5:30. That couple from Australia will experience the dinner tonight. I expect they'll have a great time and go home and just tell their friends back home just what a wonderful experience they had at this thing called the community dinner.
Patrick very keenly believes in this program and all the different in all of its different components.
One thing I continually strive to do is keep the economics of the whole dinner program intact. That balance of using your food wisely and efficiently and serving the best meal possible with that. So that's one of the goals. Another one is to just keep it going and keep promoting it as a community building exercise.
I think that really shows. I think he's a key component of the program.
Full credit to Patrick. He's worked very hard. You need somebody like that to work hard to keep this going.
It would probably be difficult to offer without someone like him who's so enthusiastic.
I'm sure some of the clips have caught the blue mat in the center of the floor. That's for moms to be able to let go of their children and keep them in close range, and they play and dance to the music. And so, you know, there is quite a few children with either one or both parents coming just for whatever reason.
I think now it's got to the stage, if he's got it to the stage where it could probably be sustainable without him, although he's still integral to the whole production. Every Sunday, he's the guy there.
Fortunately, people like Monica Schaefer, well-known resident of town, great violinist and fiddler when she needs to be, she has been a regular sort of mainstay with the dinner program, supplying the music, coming down with the fiddle, and trying to gather, bring in other musicians as well. Most nights we do have some kind of live music, a couple of tunes from somebody, but it's certainly not anywhere near a concert venue yet.
It's visible to the public at large, and it's the tax dollars working, and it's the community working together, and everybody feels at home here. And I really think this is what a good community is all about.
I'm a firm believer in the fact that despite that appearance that we may be spending taxpayers' dollars unnecessarily, a higher purpose is served and a higher good is achieved. You don't know what would happen if we didn't have them, you know. But I'm comfortable in saying that it does fill some kind of void, fulfills some kind of purpose, and just, you know, if you can bring a little happiness or contentment or satisfaction into somebody's life at least one night of the week, you know, of course they're going to be better off for it.
It's hard to measure a value. The young people, I think, they understand this community is reaching out to them. We consider them part of our own. They're not just people, a shadow population, as it used to be called.
There you go. Whoops, can't even tell. Well, I'm doing good. It's still my favorite day of the week. Although it's tough sometimes. It's a busy day. But it always, at the end of the day, Dave, at 7:30 and 8 o'clock at night, it's just the lightest feel to my being on that at that particular time than any other day of the week. It gives me a lightness of being. You know, most people don't realize it. They think I'm some kind of chef or some guy that can run big kitchens. I just wing it. You know, just use my noggin.
And everybody feels at home here. And I really think this is what a good community is all about.